Pain without love, pain. Can't get enough pain. Lock her up, cause I'd rather feel pain than nothing at all. Yeah, we're all in pain right now. Welcome back to episode 4.
Welcome back to the Kang Gang Pod, episode 4. We are recording this right after the Kings home opener against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Kings unfortunately fall to the Minnesota Timberwolves 117-115. We had a chance to win it at the buzzer. Keegan Murray almost brought immense amounts of joy to the entire city of Sacramento with a double clutch 3-pointer, pretty much toilet bowling out of the rim. It was so close to going in. Let's dive into this one, boys. So let's just start from the beginning.
I mean, it's heartbreaking. You know, it's we played so good. The game was in the palm of our hands. We were up by 11, double digits at one point, and it seems like it's the same kind of thing. We're not able to close out late. We're not able to get the clutch shot, and it's just painful. It's really painful. But you got to remember, it's the first game. It would have been nice to start 1-0. At the end of the day, it's just one game. But it sucks because the game was in our hands, and we played so good that first half. We just couldn't finish it out.
I have a stat that I would like to share with you boys. The Sacramento Kings have not won a home opener since 2013.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously it's a very sad night for every Sacramento Kings fan, but there's so many incredible takeaways from this game. Starting with, let's start off with DeMar DeRozan in his debut. 26 points, 8 rebounds. The boy was hooping tonight. He got to the foul line. He shot 14 free throws.
He was great. He's everything you expect, right? That's what we wanted him to come here to do, is to be a scorer, and he was that for us. Fox had 11 assists, I believe, double-digit assists. We need him to score a little bit more, but DeMar was everything we thought he would be. I wish at the end he was a little bit more assertive, but I get you're coming to a new team. You don't want to, ball hog too much. You don't want to be too selfish. It's just, I kind of just wish at the end he was a little bit more assertive and took control.
In the beginning of the fourth quarter, because he was rolling the whole game.
It was.
3 quarters in, he had over 20 points. And then fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth, he was, I think there's 3 possessions, I think, in a row where he tried scoring, and he was taking some tough shots. But I mean, yeah. I don't hate it because that just shows the type of player that he is. Like, he's not afraid to take the big shots. And I think he wanted to prove that, like, who he is as a player, especially in the fourth quarter. I think it's fine for the first game, but I think it's going to take some time for him and De'Aaron to figure out their, like, points of attack. Like it's my turn. It's De'Aaron's turn.
Right.
It's going to take some time to gel, but, like, I don't hate that he was playing that way right in the fourth quarter, but
right.
I mean, he deserves it. He was hooping tonight.
I agree. It seemed like they were trying to figure it out, right? I mean, get a new group of guys together. It seems like they were a little bit hesitant on, like, who's going to shoot this next shot, who's going to, you know what I mean? And then DeMar was forcing a couple. He saw the first few go in, but at the end, like you said, he was kind of forcing it. But I mean, it's a new group, right? They're still kind of getting used to each other. They're getting used to playing with each other, and we'll see. There was good moments, but at the end, it just kind of, you just wish some of those shots went in.
Exactly. Ryan, what do you thought about DeMar DeRozan's Sacramento debut?
I was very happy about his debut. I think one of the biggest things that I really, really liked from his... Again, he was very aggressive. I also will say Domantas Sabonis had a really good game tonight, too. I was very impressed with him. I think he had 26 points or something like that.
Yeah.
26. So he was very aggressive. He played really, really well. He shot the long ball really, really well too. That's a good sign too. Of just
I think he hit three pointers.
Yeah, he was 3 for 4.
Yeah, 3 for 4. So that's like a good sign too. He's not afraid to stretch out his game, and especially when you have DeMar DeRozan, who can basically get a bucket anywhere. That kind of helps us a lot too. I think the next step, especially for Saturday, I want to see this team do better is avoid those big runs, because obviously we shut down Anthony Edwards in that first half pretty well. He didn't really hit a 3 in the first half that I was really paying attention to, but in the second half when he got going and when he saw the ball go in multiple times, you could get him in front of him, just as long as he doesn't get inside the lane, because he's probably one of the best finishers in our league for how young he is already. He's 23 and he's already one of the best finishers. Make him beat you outside. You can also be okay with him with a jump shot. It's not going to go in every single time too. So
yeah, definitely he wasn't scoring. The jump shot was not falling for him in the first half. I think Keegan and the team was just playing excellent team defense on him. However, second half, that man, he cooked us. He had that look in his eye multiple times with the and ones.
Yeah.
He knows how to hype himself up, especially when when he feels like he's getting the whistle not in his favor. He uses that to his advantage, and that's what he did tonight, especially in the fourth quarter. He took control of that game.
Right. I was encouraged with Keegan's defense. I think he played really good D on him, on anyone he guarded. But yeah, Ant's going to make tough shots. That's what he did tonight.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
was encouraged. I'm looking at the box score now. I want us to dude, the Minnesota shot 50 3-pointers. They shot 50 to our 29.
They hit so many in the first quarter, too.
A more fast-paced offense. We're supposed to be, a 3-point shooting team. You want to see more attempts there. We shot 35 free throws to their 17. That's pretty encouraging. Shot 28 for 35, 80%. That's encouraging. Rebounded pretty well. But I don't know. I don't know if I like Herter starting. I really don't. Not that I don't like Herter starting, but the fact that you don't start him all preseason, he misses most of training camp, he's hurt, and then you throw him in opening night as your starter when Keon played very well in the preseason, shot very well. I feel like that kind of just kills momentum and it kills flow a little bit. It seemed like when he was out there, he just didn't look comfortable. Like it looked like somebody that, which is what it was, just getting their feet back under them after missing some time.
Yeah, I feel like Mike Brown, like my take on it, as I believe that his decision in making Kevin Herter a starter was for Kevin's confidence. I think that's the reason why he did it, because as we all know, Kevin, he wasn't himself last season.
Yeah.
Again, ending with the season-ending injury. He misses all summer. It's just rehab. And then he finally is clear to play for tonight. And then I think Mike was just that starting thing, or that starting position. I think it was a confidence booster for him.
I get that.
And I think, and the one thing with Kevin tonight, although the shots weren't falling, he knows that if he wants to stay on the floor and his offense isn't rolling, he needs to be a great defender. He did rebound pretty well in the first half, and he was playing really hard defense. And you weren't really seeing that much from him in the last season.
He was. It rubs me the wrong way when you play a certain lineup all of preseason.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't win a preseason game, but it's not like the starters played the entire 48 minutes. But Keon showed really good signs being our starting two. He was shooting it very well. And then you put Herter out there, throw him in right away. And from Herter's perspective, it's like, you see Monk, you see these guys come off the bench. It's like, yeah, you might not start, but you can still get your feet under you. Mm-hmm. It's good to get back, get a rhythm against the second unit. You're not going against the top guys. You're not going against the ants, the starters. Mm-hmm. I feel like he still could have gotten a rhythm off the bench. I just disagreed with him putting in Herter right away. I think he could have eased him into it without hurting his confidence. I think he could have came off the bench and still had confidence in him, and if he was shooting well, if he was rolling, then he can close out the game. But I think if you're starting Keon all preseason, you're starting him all of training camp, not only are you starting him, he's playing well, he's playing good defense, I think you just have to put your trust in your young player at that point. No matter how good of a player Kevin Herter is, it's not like he's going to stay on the bench all game. I think you just have to show Keon that you trust him if he played that well in the preseason like he did.
Well, I also think what happened was Julius Randle led the team in points. He had 33 tonight. And what I saw from Julius was he was able to get to his spots pretty well too. He had a lot of tough makes inside the paint, inside, the mid-range. And from Tuesday's game, he did not look like himself. But tonight, we all say that Julius Randle, when he comes to Golden One Center, he turns into one of the Golden State Warriors and just kills us. So that's what happened tonight. I think the real player of the game for the Timberwolves was Julius Randle, because he had a very, very good game. And I think his game, basically putting pressure on our bigs, being aggressive. I think that's what kind of his buckets started runs too. That 11-0 run in the third mainly was most likely from him too. So just having the most nonchalant 33, but for the Timberwolves it was a very big 33.
Yeah, Julius in the first half, it was a statement performance for him in the first half. He really he was lights out. I think field goal wise, I can't remember off the top of my head, but he wasn't missing in the first half.
Yeah, 13 for 17 and then 5 for 6 from 3.
Yeah, which
you don't expect from
Julius Randle. He had an incredible game, and you can't knock him for that. I mean, he really.
It seems like our game plan,
control.
Was to let him shoot threes, and he was just making them. I mean, I don't think Mike Brown anticipated him to go 5 for 6.
I don't think
that's the game plan. If you're going to let someone score on the Timberwolves, you don't want Ant to score. You don't want Ant to get hot. Even though he had 32, took him 24 shots to get that, which is encouraging. But yeah, you're not anticipating Randall to go 5 for 6 from the 3-point line.
And it was only Julius, Ant, and Nas were the only 3 that were really giving us trouble. Box score wise, those were the 3 guys that had higher scoring outputs on their team. I mean, Minnesota's a great defensive team. They showed that at times when we were in that drought, in that 11-0 run. When we were up 11 and they quickly came back. That's the thing about the Kings. We get that 10-point lead, and for me, I'm the most confident when we're a little bit over 10. 11, 12, I feel very confident. But, man, this game, they came back from... We did not hold our lead for long. But, I mean, it's the first game. There's a lot of incredible takeaways, and there's a lot to learn from, obviously.
I mean, there's a lot of positives, though, too. There are a lot of positives, and we discussed it. I think one of the things is that we are getting the line. We are getting better at free throw percentages. We are getting better at shooting the free throw and getting there. So I think DeMar gives us that element of, hey, we could be a very good free throw team this year. Domas looked better from the line. Obviously, he missed one in the beginning, but then he did pretty well from the line the rest of the game, too. So that's signs of encouragement. Yeah,
DeRozan 12 for 14 from the free throw line.
Incredible.
The second king with the most free throws was Malik Monk. He went 4 for 5. So free throw shooting was good. I like our aggressiveness. I think Naz Reid had, how many rebounds did he have? Naz Reid had 13 rebounds.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And he's not known for rebounding big.
Yeah, normally Rudy's the one packing in the rebounds, but
yeah.
You brought
Trey
up Malik
Lyles
Monk.
has to get more than one rebound, I think, off the bench.
Yeah, Trey. Yeah.
If you're a 4 in this league, you need to get more than one rebound. If you're playing, I mean, you played 11 minutes, but still, you can't get out rebound like that.
Yeah, let's talk about Malik Monk. He checks into the game. Golden One Center erupted, standing ovation, and everyone the Golden One Center fans, they showed their appreciation because obviously when it was in the summer, people were talking on Twitter. They're like, when Malik Monk checks into the opening night, we better show him how much we love him being here in Sacramento. And he got that right as he checked in the first quarter, and he went off. I think this was not only was this for him to prove himself as a player, he was going up against the guy that won the Sixth Man of the Year award against him in Naz Reid.
Right.
So I think this was a little bit personal for him. And Malik, my God, thank you for being here in Sacramento, Malik.
God bless Malik.
Yeah. No,
God bless Malik.
He is who we thought he was, and he played really well tonight. You just wish everyone else kind of matched that energy, right?
I bet all those other teams in free agency watched Malik play, and they're like, my God, we could have had him. But sorry, everyone, Malik is here to stay. He picked us. And
he could have got a bag.
Yeah. So let's talk about De'Aaron Fox as well. De'Aaron, he had 15 points, 11 assists, double assists for the boy. Great, you love to see it. He had some what I was positives that I saw were when he drives to the basket, he sees Rudy in front of him. Like, he doesn't care who's in front of him.
He was aggressive.
He has a beautiful lobbing layup that he was hitting tonight. He was shooting with confidence.
Yeah.
And he was sharing the ball. And I think with De'Aaron, like, he knows, like, he doesn't have the weight on his shoulders to carry the team anymore. You know, he everywhere on the floor. He's got Sabonis, obviously. His new partner in crime, DeMar DeRozan. Keegan looks... We'll talk about Keegan in a second. But, like, De'Aaron, this is a great lineup to surround our leader, De'Aaron Fox.
I agree.
Not too many complaints from me for De'Aaron tonight.
Nope, me
obviously,
either.
you want those shots to fall, but I love his aggressiveness, the fact that he shot 14 times. You want your star player to shoot. We know he can make them. They're going to start falling.
Wait, you said 14 attempts?
He was 6 for 14, yeah.
You'd like to see him hit 20 shots a game.
You do. But the fact that, you know, his shot's not rolling, but he's still getting players involved. So he understands, hey, my shot's not going in. Let me go get double-digit assists. And that's what you want to see out of your point guard. Not just your best player, but your point guard who facilitates your offense.
This is a great word.
I'm encouraged that he was able to recognize that his shot wasn't falling and get his teammates involved. Because let's be honest, De'Aaron is a score first point guard. We don't see him get double digits just too often. So it's encouraging to see, hey, my shot's not going in, let me get my teammates involved.
I think if it's the next step, like if he averages around, if he has a career high in assists, that's like a huge step, because last year he had a career high in points. Now, if he can take that next step and be able to have a career high in assists, that's going to be what's really going to help him, you know, showcase that he deserves the money that he deserves. So, like I said, I think it's a sign that's good for me to tell that I believe that De'Aaron Fox will have a career high in assists this year.
It's bound to happen because just the surrounding cast around him, you're bound to get assists. With Keegan shooting the way he is, like Keegan, let's talk about him for a second. He was lights out from the 3-ball tonight.
Yeah.
And he was rebounding like crazy. He was aggressive on defense.
His aggressiveness.
He was like that, like, biggest takeaways is Keegan Murray, the 3-pointer. It was so nice hearing Keegan Murray.
Yes.
How many times in the arena tonight? It was a welcome back to Golden One Center.
It gets the fans involved too. Every time he scores, I feel like it makes, you know, when everyone does that Murray chant, it's just like it's a whole different energy when that happens.
Speaking of the Golden One Center, ESPN, they ranked our hometown team's arena, the Golden One Center, #1 arena.
#1
in the freaking NBA, baby.
It's amazing.
It's about time ESPN gave us some love.
And tonight, dude, chills.
After that list they dropped, it's the least they could do.
Like, the whole night, like, it was so loud. It was like the third quarter, and I think Alex Len had that huge block, and then it leads out to that Malik. I think it was a layup, but
it was an and one, right?
It was yeah. And Malik did a little shrug, and dude, the crowd was on their feet. And I'm like, we are so back. Although the output of the game ended in a loss, we played so good. It was so much fun to be back. Like, I'm going to use the word that everyone's saying, the aura inside that arena tonight.
Yes.
My God, it felt like home. It was so much fun tonight. Although Keegan Murray's shot just rimmed out. It was an amazing first game of the 2024-2025 season, and I cannot wait to see what the boys have in store.
It was great energy, but the best part about the season starting is we got the Lakers on Saturday.
Yeah, we do.
So I know this loss sucks, but let's turn the page. Let's get 500. Let's get 1-on-1. Let's beat our rival, and we can forget about this loss.
And Sabonis gets another win against AD.
He'll go 11-0 on Saturday for
11-0.
He will go 11-0.
We got to think about it too. The Timberwolves are coming in. They have a game already under their belt coming in against us, taking the loss against the Lakers. They're, foaming at the mouth trying to get, another win, right, or a win. We're in our season opener. We're still getting loose. So they came in with a different mindset. You could tell. Obviously, they had Randall had 30. Edwards had 30 as well.
Yeah, they both were in the 30 mark. And then Naz Reid had 19.
And then Naz Reid had 19. Yeah. So they came into that game wanting to just attack. And that's what they did. And they were aggressive. I mean, Ant shot 15 3-pointers. So his mindset going into
Wait,
this
he shot
game,
15 threes?
He was 5 for 15 from 3-point line.
Oh my God.
5 for 15.
Our team
so
was
if that's not a sign that he's angry about the loss, that I don't know what is. It's just like, dude, he's like, screw this first game. I'm gonna come in against the Kings and I'm gonna huck everything.
Yeah.
If whether it goes in or not.
So let's talk about that fourth quarter where obviously Anthony Edwards is the guy for that team. Obviously, like De'Aaron Fox is the guy for our team, but we have the two clutchest players in the NBA with Fox and DeRozan. DeRozan was taking the shots in the beginning. De'Aaron's shot wasn't falling. He also tweaked his ankle in, I believe, end of the third or fourth quarter.
It's like the middle of the fourth because he had like DiVincenzo. He had like he like bumped into him. That should have been an offensive foul, first of all. But Kings versus refs. I mean, it's nothing new. But
all the challenges, by the way, did not go the Kings' way.
Yeah,
the fans reacted in the arena, not too happy about that. But let's dive in about that fourth quarter. Like, what do you want to see a typical fourth quarter play out? Like is it De'Aaron or is it is it De'Aaron or DeRozan? Like, what do you want to see? Hybrid of both? Like,
I think it's got to be flow of the game, right? So, I mean, we saw De'Aaron. It wasn't his best shooting night. He wasn't shooting the best. So I think you just have to go DeRozan there. You have to go DeRozan in the post. You have to try to get him in the line or Domas, get him, I know him against Gobert isn't the most ideal matchup, but we've seen him go at Gobert and get to the line, and he shot well from the free throw stripe. So I think it's just a game. You just feel it out at that point, right? So if De'Aaron's shot's not going in, get it to DeMar. And I think that's what we're trying to figure out because we're just such a new group. And when you incorporate a guy like DeRozan, who's a vet, when you coming from Sabonis and Fox perspective, you want him to get his shots, you want him to be comfortable. So it seemed like they were a little bit hesitant at that aspect. But yeah, I think you just got to feel the flow. And I think if it's Fox's night, you let him go late in the fourth. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because I want Sabonis to be more aggressive there. But I understand giving it to DeMar and letting him do it. Did he force a few late? Yeah, he did. But at the end of the day, you want it in his hands late in the game.
And that's another thing. Like, this is nothing new with two all-star players joining the same team. We saw it with Luka and Kyrie. They were, you take it. No, you take it. Right. It happened. Right. And in game one, I feel like they did go with the flow of the game because De'Aaron it wasn't his night offensively. DeRozan, he had the green light tonight. When he's a vet, like he knows when it's his turn, and getting to the line 14 times and going 12 for 14, like, and I remember, I think it was the night before, so it was yesterday, at the practice facility. Keegan Murray was asked about like DeMar DeRozan's influence on getting to the free throw line, and what Keegan said, like, it really, I didn't really think about it this way, but Keegan was like, I led the team in free throw percentage last year, but I got to the line like less than all the starters. And I think if Keegan Murray could take something out of DeMar's playbook and be super aggressive getting to the line, because when Keegan Murray's at the free throw line, you know what's going to happen, Yeah. So I think it's bound to happen that our free throw percent, like, we're not going to be the worst free throw shooting team like we were last year. Right. That's a huge takeaway, just with that DeMar DeRozan influence, like seeing him just command such a presence on defense. Like, he's an incredible player to have on our team too. And
I agree.
I'm very excited to see. There's just so many incredible takeaways. I think this season, although we didn't start 1-0, we're still hitting that 50 mark, boys. Come on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I believe it too.
And Saturday is going to be a big test of that. How quickly we can bounce back from a loss like this. And it's not like we got blown out. It's not like we didn't play well. We had the game in the palm of our hands, and it came down to a Keegan Murray shot going in and out for us to lose the game, right? So I'm really encouraged by some of the things that I saw tonight. Still disappointed that we lost, but Saturday is going to be a big telltale sign on how we've matured as a team. Because if we're a mature team, then we should be able to forget about tonight and go with the Lakers, win in their arena, and put this in the past.
You're sorry. Let's preview that next game against the Lakers. So, what do you think? Let's talk about some matchups. Like, who do you want to see guard who? Let's go from there. R2, you start.
Okay, so I think obviously I would like to see, just from an offensive standpoint, Domas be aggressive. I want to see him. I think he has a 30-point game on Saturday. You could call it whatever you want. You could call it manifestation, whatever. But
can you give us a Ryan Clark special right here? Can you just give us can you tell the future for what's going to happen on Saturday? Just Sabonis.
Sabonis. Okay, I believe that Sabonis will have 33 and 16. I think Sabonis does a really good game. 33-16, book it.
Wow. See, I think since Sabonis wasn't rebounding the ball like we normally see him today, he's going to bring it against the man who he owns in Anthony Davis on Saturday night.
That's his favorite matchup.
It really is. I can't wait, dude. Who do you want to see guard LeBron James?
Keegan. Yeah, I think Keegan's size is ideal for that matchup, and from the looks of it, from his defense tonight, I think it's he's shown that he's capable of doing that, of guarding the other team's best player or best scorer.
So do you think moving forward, Keegan Murray will be the man that will defend the opposing team's best player every single night?
I think so. I mean, he just had a different mindset tonight, and I think him being that locked in on defense helps his offense. It makes him more aggressive. I think it takes a little bit. It takes a sense of pride to guard the other team's best player, and it looked like he was up for the challenge tonight. I think there was a point where he was ISO'd on Ant, and the crowd got into it, and you could just tell he had a different intensity in his face, intensity in his eyes, and I think that helps his offensive game. It helps him be more aggressive and shoot shots that he otherwise wouldn't take.
I know exactly what point you're talking about in the game, because Ant called off a screen, and he wanted the Keegan matchup, which is just. You gotta love Anthony Edwards' competitive spirit, and because he knows Keegan Murray is a lockdown defender, and that was cool to see, and it's just cool to get that that recognition from a star in the league that is no, I want to try and score over you, Keegan Murray. I think Saturday night, I think he'll But the thing is, with how NBA defenses work, there's so much switching, So obviously, Keegan is gonna be on LeBron. I think. I can't see DeRozan. They're gonna both.
Rui Hachimura is gonna be a tough guard too. So if Keegan's on LeBron, who's guarding Rui? You know what I mean? It's either gonna be Herter if Herter starts again, or DeMar. So yeah, we'll see. But I wouldn't mind Keegan guarding LeBron, especially in the post-up game.
I think as long as we are the better spray offense between the two teams, because Lakers, they like to spray too between LeBron, because when you have LeBron as a facilitator, it makes the sprays very much more easier. You have Rui Hachimura, who's just a consistent knockdown shooter, which I think is his most underrated part of his game, is that ability to be a shooter. Austin Reeves, he's basically going to get to the cup anytime he wants, but he can also shoot it. D'Lo is another person that can also come off sprays and shoot it. So I think I think as long as we are the better spray offense, I think we have a really good chance.
If we win, you use the word spray. The reason why I'm bringing this up is, if we beat the Lakers, D'Lo better spray some different color in his hair.
Oh man, dude, we watched.
Me and RT were talking about that. It was so distracting on the court. It was worse than the in-season tournament courts last year.
Oh my god!
Sorry, D'Lo. I'm sorry, D'Lo. No, I love who he is as a guy, but man,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, well, he's trying to be noticed for sure. He sees Bronny getting all the spotlight. He's like, "Hey, don't forget about me. Let me bleach my hair." And
he's like, if I'm not going to show up,
everyone can recognize me.
He's like, if I'm not going to show up on the court list, I'm going to show up on League Fits when I get home.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game, especially in LA. I think the Kings historically just play good in LA.
Yep.
There's something about, I don't know if it's just that long-term Sacramento Los Angeles rivalry that sprouted in the early 2000s. I don't know if it's maybe Doug Christie's the one that's pushing it still, because whenever we play the Lakers in LA, I remember I think it was last season where it went to OT and De'Aaron was just going off. I think he had high 30s that game where he was.
You know what? That was the game I think that we won without De'Aaron, because he had an injury, and then it was the Kevin Huerter show in overtime.
We must be talking about 2 games because there's a game where De'Aaron had over 30 against the Lakers.
Oh
but
no, the 44-point game, right?
I think so.
That was in LA.
Yeah. See, I mean, I think Doug, because Doug's got a big influence over those boys.
I mean, they know the rivalry.
Yeah, they know
the rivalry.
But the boys show up in LA. Is all I'm trying to say. The boys show up in LA.
In LA too.
Yeah, we do.
So they definitely feel the energy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game on Saturday, and I'm excited to see some adjustments being made. I'm curious. Well, I think Kevin's going to be starting on Saturday. You know, Mike doesn't like to switch it up too often.
Yeah.
And I think Kevin's going to have a bounce back game. I want to see more out of Trey Lyles because he was just so huge for us. I mean, obviously it's game 1, but he didn't play that much, first of all. And another thing I want to mention about the game we just watched, I saw number 7 run out to the court, and I was like, what is Sasha Vezenkov doing running into the court right now? But no, it's our new addition, Dougie McDermott. He came in the 4th quarter to begin the 4th quarter. I think so, yeah. He gets no minutes up until the 4th quarter. He gets 1 shot off. The crowd would have exploded if that went in, but
yeah,
I would like to see more. I would like to see more Doug against the Lakers.
I agree.
I mean, we need more production from our bench in general. I mean, Keon Ellis only had 11 minutes.
I know.
It
was a weird.
It's so weird.
We didn't go deep into our lineup. We did have some runs with the Alex Len lineup. I'm curious if the Lakers go big at all tomorrow. Do we counter with what we saw in preseason with a little bit of some Sabonis, Alex Len? We'll see.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
it looked good in the preseason.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it tomorrow. I mean, if only like it presents itself. You know, we don't want to just throw it out there if we don't need to. But yeah, I'm excited to see what adjustments Mike Brown and the coaching staff make for Saturday, because like we've been harping on, there's just so many like great things that happen in this game that are just exciting as a Kings fan to see in the rest of the 81 plus games that we're going to have this year. And final remarks. Do you guys have any final remarks? Do you want to let the Kings fans know?
It's just fun having basketball back in Sacramento. You know, we were at the game. We were there supporting. You could feel the energy. The crowd showed love to DeRozan, Monk, everyone.
That starting five introduction.
It was amazing.
It felt like
the energy was amazing.
Like game 1 against the Golden State Warriors.
Right. So game result aside, right? It's just so nice having basketball back in Sacramento, and I was encouraged with some of the things I saw. Sucks that we lost, but we got to turn the page. And I'm just tonight was just amazing. I mean, I'm losing. My voice is almost gone.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing.
Screaming.
That's the fun thing about the NBA. They play again on Saturday.
They play again on Saturday.
Turn the page. We have to talk about it when it happens, but then we move on.
Yeah,
the boys move on. They're probably not even talking about it anymore. They probably had their discussion in the locker room.
Yeah,
they'll
watch film though.
They'll watch film. They'll correct it on tomorrow. They'll fly to LA.
It's not just any game, though. It's against the Lakers, right? It's a statement win. And I think they know that. They know that a win on Saturday against the Lakers would not only let them forget about the first game, but fans forget about the first game, too, and allow us to turn the page. So,
and also in the very early stages of an NBA season, like teams need that first win to get them going.
Right.
So that's like what the Timberwolves, they played with a sense of urgency tonight because they did not play good against the Lakers in their opening night, so they had to fix it against us.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do the exact same
for the
LA Lakers tomorrow.
They all know the season's a marathon, right? And Mike Brown's been quoted on saying, like, he likes to look at the season in, like, 10-game increments, right? Five game increments, right? So they understand that it's a long road. They're all, they're not, they're young, but they're experienced. They've been in the league. So they know how quickly things can shift. And I think even though the loss tonight sucks, I think they know too that there was some good things, but they know what they need to work on as well. So
I agree. Well said,
boys. Game 1 down, 81 more to go.
Let's get the Lakers.
Let's go freaking Kings.
Let's go Kings.
Let's go Kings.
Let's get the Lakers.
0-1, but guess what?
We're good.
We're good.
We're still winning the Pacific.
0-1.
We're good.
That don't mean a thing.
We're good.
I love you, boys.
We gotta turn the page. Let's go.
Episode 4.
My voice is gone.
In the books.
My voice is gone.
That's how you know that this man went to the game last night.
My voice is gone.
That's how you know we were there, baby.
Oh, that's good.
Let's go Kings.
Let's go Kings.
Kang Gang Pod. We out, baby.
We out.
Thanks for... One more thing I would like to say. If you're still watching this pod, please like the videos on YouTube. We're trying to grow the YouTube page. Please subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yes.
Obviously, we got the Instagrams. We got all of that too. But YouTube, like, subscribe, because we're going to be pumping out content
Please.
all year long,
Thank you so much for the support. To everyone showing love, to everyone subscribing, liking the video, following the Instagram account. Thank you so much. We're having so much fun doing this.
It's very motivating hearing positive feedback. Like, we got stopped at the game a few times. People were just talking about our new adventure in this podcast space, and it's just really great to see like old friends, people that we don't even know, just saying awesome. Showing love to us, and it's like it's very motivating, and I can't wait to see. Where we are in a few years from now, boys.
Yeah. I mean, we're all Sacramento natives. We all love this community, and we hope the authenticity comes through and people can recognize that. Because at the end of the day, we love the Kings. We're diehards, but we want to be authentic to Sacramento, to the people listening, to the people in our community, because we've grown up in it. And
we love this team.
We want them to feel the love that we put into this podcast.
And we love this city.
I agree. Yeah. And we are on the road to 100, folks. So please subscribe to our YouTube. Help us get to 100.
Yep.
Hit us our first goal, and then we just take off from there. Please subscribe. Share with friends. Share with family.
Hit that like button.
Share with basketball fans in general.
Yeah. Once the Kings win the championship, you want to be along for the ride. You want to be along for the ride.
You have no idea. Like we haven't even cracked the surface yet.
Not even.
I can't wait.
Not even.
I can't wait, boys.
I cannot wait.
Game 1 of the NBA season, boy. Let's go.
Let's go.
Lakers are going down.
Boys. Let's go.
Lakers are going down.
And
let's go.
With that being said, we are out.